No, he's leaving. No, Brenda. No, Tottenham's best ever player, the most influential player of all time. You know why? Because he won them a trophy. But we're back talking about the transfer of Brenda, unfortunately, by the end of the show. But yeah, welcome to the Year of the Bird. Sorry that we didn't do this yesterday. I was feeling a bit of a headache, mainly because of Newcastle United, I'll be honest. And I might get that same headache later tonight when we inevitably don't beat Burnley. I mean, we almost didn't the last time earlier this month, but yeah, it's a good show. Obviously, Newcastle will finish off the year of 2025, whereas Tottenham already finished off the year. The next game is next year, in the new year. Big up to Anthony as well. Yeah, I saw AC Milan winning.
The Serie A's the best, man. That title race it could go anyone. It could be for anyone, to be honest.
Yeah, hopefully Roma, like how I predicted, but we'll see. But yeah, today we're going to review the two games that happened just after Christmas, and then we'll preview two games, the one for Newcastle today and on Sunday, and then for Spurs it will be the game on Thursday and on Sunday, which I hope, if Tottenham can at least win one game, I hope it's on Sunday. But yeah, I guess, Charlie, how are you feeling?
First of all, happy Christmas to everyone watching. Everyone that celebrates it. Big up to Angus joining the chat as well. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas. Obviously, this is the first show since Christmas. Hope everyone has a good year. Big up to Dantrum. Big up to the chat. Yeah, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to both channels if you haven't already. Of course, the Spurs and Newcastle show, Year of the Bird. So it should be a good show. Look, there's quite a bit to get into. Not great whatsoever. Both of us still sitting in the bottom half, which is disgusting to put it lightly. But look, we're heading into the new year. We'll discuss towards the end of the show. We'll discuss the upcoming transfer window as well for both teams. There's already been a bit of news, obviously, surrounding Brennan Johnson with Spurs that we'll get into. But yeah, big up to 10. Big up to the chat. And yeah, should be a good show again. Last show of 2025.
Yeah, and actually, let me first share first. I know I was supposed to do an awards show. Maybe I'll do it later tonight or tomorrow, just before New Year. Where's the ad screen? Does it show?
Yeah, I can see it.
There. I have my own awards show. One of them was called the 10 Plus Caps Guest of the Year. The criteria, you have to appear at least once on my channel, and the award can only be won once per guest. And this year's winner, for the first time, is...
Thank you. Yes,
Charlie.
Thank you.
So Charlie has won a trophy before Arsenal did. Yeah. And
look, big up. Yeah. Obviously you couldn't do the show, but yeah, thank you for the award.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it tonight or later or tomorrow, something like that. But yeah, it seems like a few people in the chat. But I guess we'll talk about the transfer stuff. I don't think we'll see.
I don't think Juve have the money, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Is this true? I didn't even know he was injured, Angus.
No, yeah, I saw I
think Unai could do something again today. Big up to Jordan as well. And big up to you as well. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so I guess the first game was Manchester United 1, Newcastle United 0. Did I watch this game? I watched the first half. Actually, I was kind of doing a watch long of it. I forgot. I think I was doing Morocco Mali as like the main watch long, which you guys could check that one out. I only watched the first half. I didn't even bother watching the second half of Man United Newcastle. I did like every now and then with Manchester United Newcastle, but I'll be honest, did I expect anything more? Because we lost, and I predicted us to lose. I know I said 4-3, but unfortunately, bully Harry Maguire was not in the Man United 11 or even on the bench. It was Patrick Dogu that was
great goal. To be fair, great goal. Yeah, 100% Villa every time. Sorry, Angus, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did expect us to lose, but my thoughts overall, I mean, it's probably the same as every other away game, just maybe do a little bit of like different sort of stuff. I mean, after Manchester United score, they still look more threatening than us in the first half. And then in the second half, we hit the post. Maybe we could have had a penalty, handball, which I believe Lissandro Martinez could have been penalized. But, it's the Premier League. I'm not going to even bother with refereeing decisions because it's the Premier League. I feel like it should have been a penalty for us. But even still, I don't think we should be praying to the Premier League gods that Premier League referees know what they're doing. So, I feel like, yeah, actually, I was meant to click the other comment. How trying to play possession ball defensive with athletes and runners. Yeah, and it seems like, Man United in that second half, I know we had more possession. We had like 47 crosses or something in the entire game, but like we don't have the technical players to what do you call this, to pass the ball and beat the Man United defense, because once they were 1-0 up, maybe they can see out the game and all that. And this was Man United's first win against us in 3 attempts or something. But I'll be honest, I wasn't surprised we lost this game. Man United had the most Boxing Day wins in history.
Yeah, that's mad.
We have the worst record on Boxing Day. I knew for 100% when they put that as the Boxing Day game that we would lose. Yeah, and that's the thing. We don't have players. We don't have enough players to beat a low block. And we are playing, in a way, at least 1 or 2 low block teams, especially tonight. But yeah, to be honest, it's just another away loss. It's not really.
To be honest, it's the story of your season. Just away from home, you're just absolutely just nothing. Yeah. If I'm being honest, I'll be honest, I watched this game, and to be honest, you guys should have had a penalty in the second half. If I'm honest, I thought Man United had the better of the first half. You guys probably had the better of the second half, but then here's the problem. It wasn't like, you had the better of it because Man United, I thought, sat back. And you guys were just passing it side to sideways, couldn't really muster up any serious chances. I mean, there was the one that went just wide. I think it was Gordon late on. But look, would a draw have been fair? Potentially. I think a draw may have been just about a fair result, but I think Man United maybe edged it, if I'm being honest. And for you guys, look, I thought Eddie Howe got it completely wrong again. Like, the subs were all over the place. I didn't understand what your tactic was in the first half, because it felt like, you were sitting back at times, but then, as soon as they got the goal, you just piled everyone forward, and you were kind of, fortunate not to concede a second goal at that point. So I don't really know what the game plan was. I think you guys, again, and this is for me, just looking at Newcastle, this is the problem with Eddie Howe. He's so reactionary. This season, he doesn't have, he's not able to be proactive, whether that's with the subs, with the game plan. It's all just reactionary all the time. And I think that's what's cost you guys in a lot of games. But, Newcastle, just look, one away win all season. Like, it's horrendous. And that's why you're, 14th in the league, because you can't seem to win away from home, no matter what. So I don't know what's going. I don't know exactly. Look, I mean, look at your lineup. Like, this sort of team here, I know, you've got a few, makeshift right back, Miley at right back and everything. But, the teams you're putting out is better than better than one win away from home. I think when you consider when Eddie Howe, earlier on a couple years ago, didn't he have like an amazing away record or something like in the 22-23 that season?
Probably the first time we got Champions League.
Yeah, so I'm like, why? What's stopping you guys? I'm not even saying getting back to that, but like getting anywhere close to it because you've done a complete 360 on the away form.
Yeah, I know some of it could be like, oh, because now we have European football, we have to adjust. We can't do the sort of intensity or whatever. But does that mean just having no?
It's not an excuse to make these reactionary subs and these reactionary tactics.
Yeah, and then we changed the whole front three.
Yeah, again, look, this is what I mean when I say reactionary subs. 68, 68, 68. 2 attackers, Joelinton on as well. Like you don't get any balance, you don't get any chemistry whatsoever by just doing these sorts of subs.
Yeah, and I think overall it just wasn't. It was just another story. Like I actually saw this is now we've not picked up a single point. What do you call this? Away. We've not picked up a single away. No, we haven't picked up a point from a losing position. So if we concede,
not even 1 point
to lose. We go on to lose if we concede first.
Because I was complaining about that with us, that we haven't won a game, but we've drawn games. So you guys are even worse.
But if we take the lead in a game, we actually have dropped the most amount of points from winning positions. So it's like we're like on 2 different extremes, and it's not good extremes, It's like you're either this or that.
I mean, look, a very blunt question for you as a Newcastle fan. Like, obviously, we do this show every week, and we kind of talk about the good things, the problems for both our clubs. But like, when I watch Newcastle, and when I watch Newcastle this season, and obviously when I do the show with you, I mean, my question is, why are you guys so bad? Like, you are genuine away from home. You are horrendous. Like, you're as genuinely like you're as bad as we've been this season in a lot of games. Like, I'm not. That's what I see. Like, why are you guys this bad away from home?
I think one probably recruitment during the summer, which at the time I felt like it raised the floor of the squad. I would say getting players like Elanga, Ramsey, and all that, but we also didn't sign, apart from maybe Voltemade.
I think he's been the only signing that's really so far has improved you guys.
Yeah,
like, is actually. I mean, Visser, it's been unfortunate because he's been injured, but I think Voltemade is the only one that's made any sort of improvement to your team.
Yeah, and actually, I just remembered because we conceded against Man United. Actually, maybe Truls Christiansen could let me know when was the last time you kept a clean sheet.
Yeah, and you guys can't hold on to a lead either. Like you said, you've dropped the most points from winning positions.
Actually, I think we also dropped the most points in winning positions in the Champions League as well.
Maybe, yeah.
So what do you call it? I'm actually really trying my best to remember when we kept a clean sheet.
You kept a clean sheet against Wolves, I remember.
But that's September.
You kept a clean sheet against Ange, Nottingham Forest. And
that might actually be the last time. No, wait.
Maybe.
No, Athletic Club?
In the Athletic Club, and yeah, you kept a clean. And Benfica?
When it comes to Premier League?
Premier League, it must be Nottingham Forest, if I'm honest. Like
Brighton, we lost. West Ham, Man City, you can see. And then the one after the break was.
That's the thing. You guys had that one win against Man City, who are flying. Like it just but then you reverted back to. You're thinking like that's a turning point, but then you reverted back to what you were doing before that Man City game.
Yeah, and the fact that I have to think about when was the last time you kept a clean sheet. That actually, I think it's actually October then, in both competitions.
That's nuts.
So. I mean, and also now we've seen there's a reason why Ramsdale isn't that good.
Everyone should know that he's bad. He is awful. Ramsdale.
Like,
for as bad as Pope was this season, I know he kind of had a drop off. He's still better than Ramsdale.
Yeah, even Dubravka's doing better at Burnley.
Yeah,
and you play him tonight.
You might as well have kept Dubravka if you were going to sign Ramsdale. Dubravka would have been. Dubravka's a better goalkeeper than Ramsdale.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, hopefully there's some transfers regarding goalkeeper because it's been 4 years or so or whatever that we haven't had a number one goalkeeper that's like above a Pope or above a Dubravka, whatever. Like, like getting a Xavier or Mamadashvili back, after that Euros and all that.
You could have got Garcia. You were linked with as well.
Oh yeah, so it has to be that, yeah. And that was after my birthday. But yeah, I'm like, well, we'll see. I'm pretty sure we're not going to do anything with goalkeeper transfers.
I mean, who have you guys been linked with?
Nobody, I don't think, in terms of
has there been like an athletic thing saying like whether you're going to spend or not in January?
Give me a minute.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, big up. Yeah, 10 has to go for a minute. His picture. Big up, guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Newcastle. Like, and yeah, true. Jen Christensen says, yeah, almost 4 months. It's mental. Like how you guys can't keep a clean sheet. You're consistently losing from winning positions. Like it's horrendous. And this is what I mean when I said, I think on the last show, I said that I think Eddie Howe, his time has come to an end. Like it's just naturally gone to a conclusion. But yeah, 10's back. What I was saying was, has there been any news about whether you're willing to like spend in January?
I guess so. I mean, surely we got 125 million for a certain player, so I think we should be able to spend. I mean, if we don't spend, then you might as well. I'll just wait till August.
I think if you don't spend in January, I think that you are gonna the season's like done. Like you forget it.
It's over. Like
I think the only way you guys can salvage this season is by having a big January. I think.
Yeah,
that's the only because if you guys look, the league's still very tight. Like if you go on like a run, you can get up to like that. You can get up the league pretty quickly. It's just you have to put that run together, and it's for both of our clubs, we haven't been consistent whatsoever. We haven't looked capable of going on a winning run that lasts more than 2 games in a row, and that's the same for both Spurs and Newcastle this season.
Yeah, I mean, for January, I'm just like, please just get actual good. Now, I'll be honest, I'm tired of getting athletes. I want technical players. I want like 5 Tonales. But
do you know what you guys need? You need. See, if you want to get like that type of play, I think you guys could go and get someone like Akliouche at Monaco, like number 10. I think he's better than Ramsey and those guys, and it adds more balance. I think there's other players. I know we're looking. I know we might be looking at him, but you could get someone like Lookman. You could like these sorts of players. I think improve both of our teams. To be honest.
Yeah, but whether we actually do that or we go for another athlete, like I don't know. I saw somewhere Raheem the Dream. I saw somewhere. Raheem the Dream.
There's no way.
The other one, which I'm like, Oscar Bob.
Yeah, we were linked with him. See, Oscar Bob, but again, it's more potential. Like we were also, I know we'll talk more about Spurs transfers in a bit, but like we were linked with like Diomande at Leipzig. I'm like, this guy's had half, but but it's only been like 6 months, and he's like 19. Like you just don't know, and apparently they want 100 million for him.
Yeah, but he's doing really well with Cote.
He is, he is. But again, it's only been half a season.
Yeah. I mean, this game against Man United probably shouted for a technical player that was able to break.
You just couldn't break. You just couldn't muster up any real chances of quality.
And
yes,
now,
you should have had a penalty, but still.
Yeah, but I feel like now surely there needs to be a change. Surely, in terms of either formation or manager or players we bring in.
I mean, you want the manager out, so
there has to be at least something. So I know in terms of formation, people want to see Voldemort as a 10, Rissa up front. See how that works.
or
As in
just
like
do two
a
up top.
like Kane's son, basically. Do
I think you guys should go to. Yeah, I think two up top could suit you guys. Voldemort and Visser up front.
Yeah, and make Voldemort the sort of the link-up player, considering how good he's been in terms of control, like keeping the ball and whatever. And yeah, I mean, we should have been higher up, and we're somehow only like 5-6 points from 5th. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very tight. Like,
Yeah.
you can still salvage the league in terms of getting into Europe and that sort of stuff. But it's going to take a consistent run of games, and I don't see you guys doing that at the moment.
Yeah, and at the moment, I just feel like I don't know.
You got. I think again, I know it may improve some of the depth in the summer, but I think 2 games a week is biting you in the arse again.
Yeah, but then to be honest, we can't use that excuse.
Yeah, you can't just go around in circles. Like,
now you have to look at if people want to use that as, oh, we've been playing 2 games a week every week. Aston Villa, I don't think they're as good or better than us. I think they're around our similar level.
Their run has been great. I hope they win today.
To make it 12 in a row. Like the fact that Aston Villa, who barely spent any money, and we got one of their players, right? I know they're not going to win. I mean, if they did.
I think, do you know what it comes down to? I agree with you about Villa. I think kind of the actual quality of their squad on paper, I think, is overrated by a lot. But do you know what makes the difference for them is Unai. Unai Emery is a top manager. And I think the level between, if you're comparing yourselves to Villa, the level between Unai Emery and Howe, I think, is clear this season. Like, Unai Emery is, for me, if I look at the league, I think only Pep's a better manager than him, if I'm honest. I think he's probably the second best manager in the league, Unai. Like, he's a top manager. And I think that's what we're seeing. He's getting more out of Villa than probably their true level.
Yeah, and we could have had them. But to be honest, now I'm just like, let's see what January brings. I think after January, if it's still the same problems in terms of, we didn't keep a lead again, conceding last minute or whatever, and then, we concede first, we don't win. If I still see that in January and all that, I'm like,
I mean, not gaining a single point from losing,
or not really sign, like, maybe we sign Oscar Bob, or maybe someone like, if it's only like 2-3 players, we're treading in the right direction. The only direction I want to see is Zayn Malik from former One Direction. But to be honest, I don't really think that we will do much in the transfer window. We'll complain, but Eddie Howe will say.
I think what I've seen at Newcastle is Eddie Howe has too much control over the transfers. I think he has too much of a say in it, I think.
And now I think we have a new sporting director.
He was the guy that was at Forest. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. We'll see how things go. I mean, I don't expect much. I mean, maybe we could win the Carabao Cup. Maybe could go for
City.
Yeah.
At least you're still in the Carabao Cup.
At least we've beaten them this season.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to go to the Etihad. You know what your record's like there.
They have to come to us.
That's true. But look, you are still in the Carabao Cup, so technically you are still in all 4 competitions.
We're only one of 4 clubs that can actually win a quad.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think so, but yeah, the Man United game, just same old sort of story. But I guess from one sadness to a little bit of happiness for like just maybe for one game or 2, maybe 2, is Crystal Palace and Tottenham, 1-0 Tottenham.
Yeah, it was obviously Palace I thought, look, I'll be honest, I thought we'd lose this game. Like, I know Palace have a lot of injuries now and they have a lot of issues. Glasner's obviously been complaining. But I didn't think we'd win this game. And if I'm honest, the way this game went, nine times out of 10, we lose this game. I'm just being really honest. 9 times. This game was a massive slice of luck. A massive slice of luck. Because, yes, I know we had 2 goals disallowed for offside. Richarlison, who, to be fair, had a pretty good game. But the problem is he'll now go and follow it with 5 stinkers before his next good game. But, yeah, I know we had 2 goals disallowed for offside, but both those goals would have been against the run of play. Just like the goal we did get, which was after creating absolutely nothing. Again, creating literally nothing. Palace having chances. I don't know how they missed or at least get any of them on target. We get 1 corner at the end of the first half, our first corner of the game, and we score. Obviously, look, good for Archie Gray to get his first goal in professional football, I think. Obviously, heads it in. So good for him. I thought, again, probably one of our better players on the day, albeit the bar was quite low. I thought him and Danzo, I think, had good games. Of course, Danzo filling in for Romero. Obviously, the subs here. Odebert, that's one to talk about. Odebert actually came on and had a really good cameo. Obviously, hit the inside of the post. Unlucky not to score. I thought
Dragusin could have
Dragusin returned as well. Yeah, Dragusin returned to the team after his long injury. So good to see him back. And Brennan Johnson came on, who, of course, has been linked to a move to Crystal Palace. But like I said, yes, we had those goals disallowed. I know we hit the post late on and everything, which, to be fair, the last 20 minutes was probably our best period of the game. I thought, to give credit to us, I thought we ended the game well, albeit I think part of that was to do with Palace having tired legs and not really we're not Palace have been like. They've struggled badly with 2 games a week. They don't have the squad depth. They've got injuries. And I thought they clearly got really tired in those last 20 minutes. But at the same time, look, like I said, the subs made an impact. Last 20 minutes were probably a lot more comfortable than any point during the game. But here's my issue. Again, below 1 XG, I don't know how they only had 2. I really don't know how Crystal Palace only had 2 shots on target, because they had some. I mean, you saw them. The Lacroix header. You had Devaney, who I don't know how he's missed. It was literally from point blank range, that chance where he had to turn. I know he had to kind of turn and stuff, but I have no idea how he missed. You had Mateta's header in the first half. Like, we should have, if I'm being honest, we got away with it. And on another day, we lose this game or draw. How we won this game, I will never know. Genuinely, it was a smash and grab. I felt we were really lucky in this game, albeit, like I said, last 20 minutes was better. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and obviously great to get the win. Obviously, a win at Palace is, look, it's not an easy ground to go to. They often are a tough team to play against at Selhurst Park. But I'm not. Look, I'll take the result because we needed that result, especially with our recent run and everything. But that performance changes nothing for me. That literally, after the game, I was like, yeah, great, we won. That's literally it. The only highlight of that was the result, because anything outside of us somehow winning 1-0 was the same old shit, the same old problems. Can't attack. Literally have not a clue what to do. Can't pass the ball. Literally terrible in possession, atrocious. Look, like I said, fair play to Frank. He got the win. I can't argue with that side of it. But again, it's another one of those games where, like I said, if we do this in multiple games, we're gonna lose a lot of games. And the way we played in this game it's just how we've been playing for most of the season. That's all I could say. The only difference was Palace couldn't finish their chances, and we were able to hold on to a 1-goal lead in the end. So, I mean, like I said, the stats are here. Obviously, our lineups here as well. There's nothing new for me to say. Like I said, good result, but it's the same performance, and it has not convinced me whatsoever going forward. So, Yeah, 10. I don't know what you thought of this, but yeah, that's my feeling from this game. Good to get the result. We needed it, but not a performance that changes anything for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it was just about getting the result ultimately in the end. I think that's what is needed for Spurs, especially with one difficult game and then one very easy game on Sunday. But I think overall, against Palace, I think I said you win, if I remember.
You did say we'd win. Yeah.
But that's kind of like, I kind of knew because, like, Palace.
No, you said we draw, but if anyone was going to win, it was going to be Spurs. That's what you said.
Yeah. I think overall, it was just a okay performance from Spurs. Wasn't like the most attractive style of play. It was just about getting the result. Obviously, Gray getting the goal from the corner, seeing Radu Dragusin come back, for me at least, was
nice. You were happy about Dragusin for Romania, Which I'm good. I'm glad to see him back as well, to be honest.
Even though he's linked to Roma and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't let him go because I think that if you think about it, we've got 4 centre backs: Romero, Van der Ven, Danzo, and Dragusin. That's 4 centre backs for 2 positions. Why should we let one go? Then we're short because we're not recalling Vuskovic. So unless we're going to recall Vuskovic, I don't see the point in letting him go.
Yeah, and maybe he works on the flank system better. But yeah, I think overall it was a good result for Spurs. Heading into 2026 because you don't play till New Year's.
Yeah, till next year.
So at least you ended your year with a win. I'll find mine out tomorrow or tonight. And big up to Max.
Oh, big up to Max every single time. But here's a crazy stat for you. We're top of the away table.
Yay.
I genuinely, despite, obviously, look, you look at the table. Obviously, like I said, for Newcastle, not good. For us, it's still not good either. Look, the win only takes us to 11th. It's not a good position. But like I said, somehow we're still only 4 points off from a Champions League spot. Like it just shows you that if you do put a consistent run together, you can actually get up the table. But whether we're going to do that, I don't think so because that game hasn't showed me anything performance-wise that we're going to go on a consistent run of games.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you just have to play every game away from home.
I mean, I really don't know how. Look, away. Here you go. Top of the away table. Or joint second. Or joint third. I mean... well...
Wait, where are we?
It's 15th in away from home.
Oh, we're not that... I thought we would be, like, just above Wolves or someone.
Still, though, like, look, you've won one game away. Yeah, this is the away table.
Yeah. Oh, I never knew you could do that. But yeah, I think overall it was just a result that Spurs need. I mean, I kind of hope that maybe Tottenham could actually relieve a bit of that on Sunday. But we'll see. But yeah, it was a decent result for Spurs to get over Crystal Palace.
Like I said, in isolation, if you take the rest of the season away, if you offer me a 1-0 win at Palace, I'm taking it. Because it's not an easy ground to go to. A lot of teams struggle there. So, you away at Palace, any win is a good result. And that's why I said that's the credit I give Spurs for getting it over the line. But like I said, we had a lot go our way. A lot went our way. And 9 times out of 10, we don't win that game. But based on the chances that Palace had, some of the misses and some of the poor play that we were doing, we don't win that game 9 times out of 10. We happen to get a lucky day. That's just my opinion. Like I said, the hope is that this gives them, our players more confidence and that, they can kind of use the result going forward. But at the same time, I don't have any confidence in that until I see otherwise. I'm not gonna believe that's gonna happen because you saw when we beat Brentford 2-0. Everyone, including me, was saying, look, it was a good performance, probably our second best performance of the season behind that City game. And you're thinking, look, maybe we can do it. Then we beat Slavia Prague. Everyone's thinking, look, back-to-back wins. And then we go and get absolutely tonked by 17th place Nottingham Forest. So what evidence? Yes, I know we won and it was a good result. But what evidence is there to suggest that this is going to improve? Because I don't see any improvement despite the result.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, if you could repeat the same performance against Brentford on Thursday.
Yeah, look, that's what it will come down to. Can we and look, yeah, Max, we will talk about this, don't we? We'll talk about this in just a sec. But I just don't have any. That performance again didn't give me any confidence. And for me it was the same shit. The only difference was we got lucky.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, 10, any other thoughts? Obviously, looking at the table for both sides, it's still both in the bottom half, which is still horrendous, to be honest.
Yeah, at least we're not like Wolves, at least.
Oh, they're done. They're done.
Yeah, they're finished. But yeah, I guess can now preview the game tonight for us, because Spurs don't play till Thursday. It's Burnley against Newcastle. Literally, they play it. How come? I don't know why they play. We already played them like just earlier this month.
Yeah, it's the same with. I don't know. They're doing like this game week in quick succession. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I mean, at least the last time we did win, though we could have bottled it. It's Burnley again for us in December. The last time we played them earlier this month, we won 2-1. But this game now, I believe Burnley have yet to pick up a win. I think since that loss to us, and then we've not won a Premier League game since Burnley.
Yep. I know, and like you said, in that game, it was quite comfortable. I mean, I know you didn't score from open play. Bruno Guimaraes scored in Olympico, and then you got a penalty. But then you almost bottled it. They should have scored it. They made it 2-1, and then they should have scored again right at the end.
Yeah.
So, in a way, you actually got you should have won the game. You deserved to win the game that day, but you got really lucky. Like, you should have killed the game off before it got to that stage.
Yeah.
The Newcastle game is, Max.
Yeah, it's in
in a couple of hours.
2 hours from now.
Yeah.
So we'll see whether we win tonight. Because even I didn't know that we were playing tonight. I thought it would be like, but my feeling towards this game against Burnley, I wouldn't say I'm like, super confident, but I'm like, do I really care even if we win? Like, yay, we finally got an away win, that sort of thing. And, I don't really expect anything. I think this would be another bad game as in terms of like the football that would be played.
Oh, this is going to be a stink fest. This is going to be an absolute stink fest.
Yeah. And hopefully the quality helps us, but maybe at least, end the year with a win. We'll see. I don't know what more to say. We already talked like, are we going to turn around our away form?
I mean, everyone thought maybe Newcastle turned a corner when you beat Everton 4-1, which was a good result and a good performance. Obviously, a big win 4-1. But after that, it just reverted to type after that Everton game.
Yeah. So, to be honest, what happens if you guys lose, he stays. Losing goal Burnley, yeah. I mean, we've beaten them as well, but
yeah, both have beaten them at home. So
yeah, but in terms of just wave form, if we win, yay. If we lose, like expected. So I'll go for a draw, just like I did the last time. Not last time I actually predicted 2-2. I could have got that one right. This time I'm going 0-0.
No, I can see that. It's going to be such a stink fest. I mean, Burnley are going to try and stink it out. You guys are going to struggle to break them down. But I do think you win. But they're awful. The Burnley. I know you guys have been awful, but Burnley, they're going down. They're like not quite as bad as Wolves, but they're going down. Like I would be stunned if Burnley don't go down. this season. Like they have championship players. Like this is a championship level squad. Like I'm just being honest. Like with all respect to them and everything. So I think it's going to be a stink fest. They're going to sit back. You guys are going to struggle. But in the end, you'll get one goal. I think you win 1-0. I think you'll get probably a set piece or a penalty in the second half. And I think just that bit more quality that Newcastle have, I think will probably see you over the line. So I think you edge it 1-0, I think, for your second away win of the season.
Woo! maybe the Baltimore header. But yeah, I'll go 0-0 for our game against Burnley.
I think it's a must win. I mean, this is a winnable game. And if you don't win this one, then
I mean, you wouldn't be surprised.
If you don't win, but it's shocking if you don't win this game, to be honest. Like,
yeah. And going
if you can't, but here's the thing, right? If you can't even beat Burnley, like, you know you're in trouble. Like that's like, you know, that's kind of what I said with us. I'm like, we couldn't even beat Wolves. That's how I know we're in trouble, because we couldn't even beat Wolves. If you guys can't beat Burnley, then it's a similar sort of feeling.
Yeah, and we'll go from 1B, because I know the Burnley mascot is a B, to a team of the Bs, Brentford against Tottenham.
See, this is interesting because we only just played them recently, and obviously at the start of December. Brentford away, one of our better performances of the season, albeit it's, you know, a low bar, because I think we've only had one truly good game this season, which was Manchester City in the second game. Brentford was probably the second best, especially in the first half. I thought we did well. Obviously, we still have players out. You know, Xavi's still suspended, although Romero is back after serving his suspension against Palace. Bergval, luckily, is fit after he went off injured against Palace. So, similar sort of team selection. Still no Solanke, still no Kulusevski. It's a complete mystery what's happening with them, to be honest. If anyone watching knows any updates with them, please let me know, because I'm baffled.
Kulusevski played
last season. I'm baffled because they said he would be back around. They said at the start of the season he'd be back around this time of year, but there's no sign of it. Not even in training, no sign. Like, genuinely, somebody please educate me on what is happening with these two players, because it's a complete mystery to me, and we need them back. We're definitely missing both of them this season. So, yeah, that's sort of the team news. Brentford, here's the thing. They're a different team at home to what they are away from home. At home, they've only failed to win 3 times, which was a draw against Chelsea, a draw against Leeds, and a loss to Man City. They've only failed to win 3 times. So at home, they're a strong team. And this ground isn't easy. Obviously, the elephant in the room is Thomas Frank. Going back to Brentford, of course, he's already beaten them. Look, Max. Oh my God. What is this? What are we doing here? But this is not an easy game. This is going to be a game where I know we just beat Palace, but if we play that same way, we're not winning. Unless we have big slices of luck, which aren't going to happen every week. You know, I can't see us winning. I can't, because they're good at home. I know we've been good away from home, but even then, you know, it's been a bit of a myth because we haven't played well. We've just happened to, you know, get some results. The better results we've had have been away from home this season. I wouldn't say we've played well, but this Brentford team are good at home. And, you know, I think they're going to have a bit of extra motivation because they're playing Thomas Frank and they're playing the club that basically took their whole coaching staff away from them in the summer. So there's going to, I bet you there's going to be a bit of extra motivation for them. I think they're going to be up for it. I can't see us winning. Like like I said, good win against Palace, but that performance showed no progress whatsoever. I think we draw or lose. It's going to be shit. It's going to be absolute crap again. Like, I can see it a mile off. And yeah, I reckon I'll just go for a draw, to be honest. I think Frank, you know, will be a bit more sort of like, you know, up for it because he won't want to lose against his old club. Like, obviously in the home game, I think that was one of the reasons why it was one of our better performances this season. So I do think we get something from the game, but I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be 1-1. But I think it'll be 1-1, but I think we're probably going to be very fortunate to get a point in this game. So, yeah, big up to Jimmy as well every single time. So, yeah, the Palace game, despite the win, didn't, convince me in any way. And I think this Brentford game, if we don't get big slices of luck again, I think it's going to be a problem. So I think we're going to drop points. I think it's going to be a draw, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, for me, for Brentford against Spurs, obviously it's set piece coach against main guy in this one once again. I guess, I don't know. I'll be honest.
I can't see us winning. I'll take another scrappy 1-0. But
for me, I feel like this game, obviously, this is now Frank's actual return to Brentford, which is not that far from Tottenham. But I wonder if how the Brentford fans will be like receiving Thomas Frank.
Oh look, they love Thomas Frank. They'll give him a good reception, but they're gonna want to beat him. That's for sure. And to be honest, I think Frank, with what he's shown at Spurs so far, I think there's a lot of teams that can beat him, in my opinion.
Schade scored a hat trick against. I forgot who it was, but
this is what I'm saying. Like Schade and Thiago, they didn't really do a lot against us before, but at home, like I said, for whatever reason, they're a different team at home. So and this is the thing. Like I know we kept a clean sheet against Palace, but like I said, we should have conceded at least 2 goals in that game. So if we give up the same amount of chances, 99% we're going to concede in this game. Yeah, I think Frank will be. To be fair to Frank, I know I've given him a lot of criticism lately, but I do think that he will not want that to happen. if I'm honest,
my prediction, I think it will happen. I think. You know what? I'll go Brentford 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, Thiago and Shade.
There's just nothing suggesting to me that we're going to put in a good performance in this game. Like there's just nothing that's showing me that that's going to happen. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like Brentford's probably overperforming.
I mean, they're above us. I mean, that says a lot. To be honest, they're above both of us. And obviously, you guys lost there recently 3-1 as well. So
yeah, but that was a surprise. But I'll go 2-0 for Brentford. I think they'll do well at home against Spurs, but we'll see what happens in the game against Brentford on New Year's.
New Year's Day.
The last time you played in New Year's, you lost.
Who did we play? Who did we play on New Year's Day?
It was before the Newcastle game, I know. Or maybe Newcastle was the first game.
I think that might have been the first one. I don't think we played on New Year's Day last year.
You did lose that one. So,
to be honest, there's one game I remember. I mean, we've probably played on New Year's Day since, but there's one game I remember in 2020. The first day of 2020 when we played Southampton, we lost 1-0. It was absolutely horrendous.
I think you lost to Villa.
Was that New Year's? That might have been New Year's Day, actually.
Yeah.
When we lost 2-0 under Conte?
I think so that year.
Yeah, because I feel like every New Year, whenever Spurs play on New Year's Day, after the game, we're saying New Year, same Spurs. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the conversation after every New Year's Day game.
Maybe this will be the case, but the next game, this will be the games on the weekend. Actually, both of them on Sunday.
Double game week this week.
Yeah, because we'll do this show again sometime early next week or something like that. But first up, it is Newcastle United taking on, we just talked about them, Crystal Palace. And this is the first time we're playing them this season, actually. Obviously, it all depends on the Burnley game. But also, I think it also depends on how Palace kind of approach this game. We actually have a good home record.
Didn't you beat them 5-0 last year? Am I right in saying that?
I think it was 5-0.
Didn't you beat Palace 5-0 at home last year?
Yeah, we did.
Damn.
Yeah, and then the season before we beat them 4-0.
Wow. So you guys are good at home. You guys are good at home
against them, yeah. But also, you know how Newcastle like this season. But if you were to say Burnley, Palace, which one I'd be a bit more confident somehow in winning, I would say Palace, just because it's at home.
Palace don't do well with 2 games a week. Every time, I'll tell you a stat. Every time Palace have had 2 games a week this season, they've lost at the weekend. Or not one. Every time. So when they've had Conference League or a league game in midweek, they failed to win the game at the weekend every time this season.
And yet they're still above us. But that shows how bad we've been. But yeah, it could be a 2-0. I think this will be, I'll say, despite whatever happens tonight against Burnley, I think this one will get, I would say, I don't know, what are those sort of games where it just gives you a nice little, oh, it's a nice win. I'll go
comfortable home win.
Yeah. I'll go 3-0. I hope that doesn't bite me, but I'm going 3-0.
You've gone for you guys to not beat Burnley, but then win 3-0 against Palace.
Yeah.
Man. And look, you guys have still been good at home this season. For as bad as you've been, you still have a good home record. Like, you still are one of the toughest away grounds in the league, easily.
Yeah. But unless we concede last minute.
I mean, you beat Man City at home. Like, you've still got good results at home generally.
Yeah. Should have done that against Spurs in the league, but oh well. But I feel like
not this year. I
feel like this next year. But I feel like for this game against Palace, I want a win, a decent win, and clean sheet. Please, just one clean sheet. Just one. So I'll go 3-0 for us for this one. Even though I said 0-0 against Burnley, could be 1-1 or whatever. But this one against Palace, considering Palace, they're just under a lot of like injuries and all that sort of stuff. I know we're also doing that, but come on. Considering our record against them, the past 2 home games against them, we should be winning this, I'll be honest, comfortably. We beat them 4-0 and then like 5-1, 5-0.
I remember Eze missed a penalty. Eze missed a penalty last season.
Yeah, and what did he do against Spurs a few months later?
Listen, Eze will win nothing at the end of the season, so he'll be crying like the rest of them over there.
No, I mean, I don't even know if Mateta will still be at Palace. Who knows? Because obviously there'll be some all play. The one thing I don't want to see, if BRENDA
to Palace and Mateta to Spurs, I'm taking.
And then, but then BRENDA to score the winner against us.
To be honest, like Mateta, I mean, I'm not saying he'd be my first choice, but he's definitely better than what we've got, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like we'll win this 3-0, or at least just get a win with a clean sheet.
Yeah, I think with Palace, like Jimmy said in the chat, they were shattered. Like against us in the second half, they looked like knackered. So I think like with that 2 games a week, they've got a lot of injuries at the moment. Players at AFCON as well. So I think
maybe moves or something.
I think with Newcastle's home record still being good despite their problems this season, I think it's a home win in my opinion. I think it will be 2-0. I think you'll have enough. And I'm predicting you guys to get back-to-back wins, which I don't know, and back-to-back clean sheets, which I don't know if you've done this season. Listen, Angus, it's an if. It's an if. It's an if. It's an if. So that's the key. The key word in your statement is if. So
when they lose tonight, not if they lose.
If. But yes, it's all an if. Everything's an if. You know, they might win something, they might not. Like if we're being serious. So
yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully can we at least get one win in the next one or both games? We'll find out. But yeah, and then on the same day, on Sunday, which will be Tottenham's second game of the year, finally you get to play them. Tottenham against Sunderland.
Look, we're playing your favorite team, Tem. We're playing your absolute favorite team. You know, you love the Black Cats, Sunderland. Look, obviously it's hard to talk about this game before the Brentford game. Obviously, you know, it will be better to kind of have a more accurate preview after the Brentford game, I think. Obviously, Sunderland play City on the same day as we play Brentford. So what's interesting is that this is probably the best time to play Sunderland because they've got about 7 players at AFCON, including Sadiki, who has been great for them in midfield. Sadiki, I think, has been one of the top signings this season. Obviously, you love to hear words like that at 10. But it's probably a good time to play Sunderland. Albeit it's still not going to be easy because obviously, look, they're sitting like 7th at the moment. They've obviously been the surprise package of the season. They've had a good kind of first half to the season. Not great against Leeds. I think they were quite lucky to draw that game. If I'm honest, they kind of had a pretty bad performance there. But we're talking about a team that's has got results against Chelsea away. They beat Newcastle as well. In the derby, of course. So I don't know. I'm thinking they do have Jimmy's right. They do have a lot of players at AFCON. 7 players. It's a lot. It's like the whole sort of spine of their team, is gone basically. So they're going to have probably players starting that played for them in the championship last year. People like, who's it they got? Like O'Neill and like Dan Neil, is it? And Dennis Sirkin, who was actually for our academy. So, there'll be a few championship level players in there potentially. So I think, like I said, this is, and I agree. Yeah, Tim, this is what I'm saying. I 100% agree. We actually have on paper a kind run coming up, but I just don't trust us whatsoever to put a consistent run together. But Sunderland, a bit of an early prediction for Sunderland at home. 10, you're probably going to like to hear this. I think we win 2-1. I think against Sunderland. I think that'll be the one win we get probably in our next 5 games. Probably. No, just based on the pattern of our form this season. So Sunderland, as an early preview, like I said, I'll probably be able to give a fairer prediction after Brentford. But I think, like I said, playing them at the right time with all of most of their players at AFCON, I think it could be an opportunity for us to beat them. So I'm going to say 2-1, but I'll just say this. If this was before AFCON, if we were playing them like a month ago, I'd be sitting here saying we're definitely going to lose this game, if I'm honest. If we were playing them a month ago, I'd be like, no chance. But I think this is a bit of an opportunity for us to get a win, if I'm honest. So I'm going to say 2-1 in that game.
Yeah. For me,
yeah, 10 will love it. 10 will love that.
I mean, how about you? With you, but
nah.
I mean, I know they do host Manchester City before they play Spurs, so it will be back-to-back losses. But yeah, obviously with Spurs, it all depends on how you do against Brentford and how they will do against the team that we both said that will win the Prem by the end of the season, Manchester City. So in terms of my prediction, I'm going for Tottenham Hotspur 4 SUNDERLAND 0. 4-0.
We're not scoring 4 goals. That's just a spoiler. We're not scoring 4 goals.
This will be that one and only game. 4-0 Spurs.
I don't think I've ever known you to like be so desperate for Spurs to win. Because you usually, do you know what you do usually? Usually you're rooting against us so you can see my tears. That's usually what happens. So
now I want to see like a big win. It's just a win. That's all I want. So I'll go 4-0 Spurs. If Brenda doesn't leave, I want the goals to come from Richie, Brenda, Van der Ven, and Dragoshin. Why not? I want those.
Yeah.
I don't really mind anyone. Oh, imagine if Richie does at 4-0.
See, Richarlison's so strange because all of his goals are like consolation goals or like offside. Like it's mad.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll say 4-0 Spurs. 4-0.
Yeah, I can tell you that won't happen.
We'll see. But yeah, I guess this is not a preview of any game, but I guess the transfer window has not yet opened, but kind of opened.
2 days away. 2 days away.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, the transfers, obviously the big one was earlier today, mainly involving Tottenham, because Brenda might be leaving. According to David Hornstein.
Look, this was interesting news because obviously, look, the window is not quite open yet. So this is some early news for us to sort of talk about and get into. But yeah, as you can see, David Fraudstein says says Crystal Palace reach agreement with Tottenham Hotspur over deal to sign Brennan Johnson, subject to 24-year-old accepting move. Fee approaching 35 million. Plus, clubs keen to proceed, but the THFC winger still to decide. There's more suitors for Wales international. So, what we heard today was that there's actually a lot of clubs looking at him. You've got Crystal Palace, you got Bournemouth. Apparently, are going to match their offer after they sell Semenyo. You've got Everton. Apparently, Sunderland were even a name mentioned as well. 10. So, there's actually quite a lot of clubs looking at Brennan Johnson. Here's the thing. I'm seeing a lot of mixed reaction to this online. Obviously, look, the move hasn't happened yet, but I think it is, only a matter of time before
someone,
yeah, it's only whether it's Palace or someone else, it's only a matter of time before we do sell Brennan Johnson, in my opinion. It will probably happen in the next couple of days, I imagine. But here's the way I see it. Like, a lot of fans are getting, a bit annoyed about this because people are saying, "Oh, why are we selling our top scorer from last season? Why are we selling Brennan Johnson?
The man that scored the winner.
Yeah, the man that scored the winner in the final." And I'm like, hold on. Yes, he was our top scorer last season.
And the season before.
This season, what has he done? And I've always said this about Brennan Johnson, Yes, he got goals last season at the right place, right time. But for me, I've said this so many times. Brennan Johnson is not a good player. I really don't. I really don't rate him. Like, if you look at Johnson, like, I know he got goals last season. Yeah, get him to Newcastle. Get him
competition for Elanga.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Johnson. Is he good at making runs at the back post? Yes. Is he good at getting in the right place at the right time? Yes. But that's all there is to it. For me, apart from that one element of Brennan Johnson's game, for me, he offers absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing apart from that. He's supposed to be a winger, but he doesn't dribble. He can't get past a man. He doesn't create anything. The only way he contributes is if others are doing well around him. And what I mean by that is, look, for him to get those chances on a plate, that has to come from other players, creating the chances for him. He never, and unless that's happening, he offers absolutely nothing. And this season, I know he hasn't played as much because we got Kudus in and everything. But whenever he has played, he has been atrocious. Like, he has done nothing. Apart from that one goal against City in the second game, or I think he got another one maybe against Burnley. He hasn't done anything. Literally nothing. So, for me, we have to be aiming higher than Brennan Johnson. And for me, I always say that, I've said this so many times about Spurs. We don't sell players at the right time. We're not ruthless enough with, selling players at the right time. This is the time to sell Brennan Johnson. Palace are clearly willing to stump up 35 million for him. It's a good offer. It's a good offer. And clearly we've accepted it, as it says here. So for any Spurs fan that's like, we shouldn't be selling him, this is the wrong move, then, you don't want change. You don't want the club to change how it operates, which is not being ruthless enough and not selling players at the right time to sell them. Albeit, the caveat I will give to that is that, in my opinion, for us, whatever I think about Brennan Johnson, we should not be selling any player unless a replacement is coming in. What I do not want to see now is I do not want to see us let go of Brennan Johnson and not sign anyone to replace him, because that is just leaving ourselves short and making the squad weaker. Just from a head count point of view, that is a complete disaster. And we've done this so many times. We've sold players and not replaced them. Like I said, if we sign a replacement, this is the right thing to do. If we don't sign a replacement, for as bad as I think Brennan Johnson is, this isn't the right thing to do. It's as simple as that. And we shouldn't be selling him if nobody's coming in. I do think they are looking for a winger. That's obviously been well documented. But they need to come in now, because even if we do sign a replacement, what happens if, let's say we sell Brennan Johnson now and we don't have anyone in for the games after, let's say the next 2 games or whatever, then we're 1 player down. We're 1 player down from what we were because we don't have a replacement in time. So for me, if we're going to sell him now, we have to be signing someone. In my opinion, I wouldn't be letting him go. I was, like I said, we should be selling him, yes, for sure. But I would not be given the green light. I would not be pushing the button unless somebody is ready to come in. So basically what I'm saying is I would hold off on the sale until we have a replacement ready to come in my opinion. But in terms of in isolation, selling Brennan Johnson, yeah, I think it's I think it's the right decision in my opinion. I think he's a player that, we can get some money for and upgrade on, in my opinion. Like I said, he's not offering anywhere near enough for what we need in this team. And I think that we can sell him and get an upgrade on him, then then we're talking. So for me, look, I know a lot of fans are, not happy about this. But in my opinion, you have to look at the long-term future for the club. And the long-term future is that we need to be selling players at the right time. And for me, this is when an offer like that is on the table, I don't think we can turn that down for a player like Brennan Johnson, in my opinion. So, yeah, Max says we're looking at Leipzig, the Leipzig kid. Yeah, Diomande. I saw that. With him, it's interesting because I don't think we're going to get him in January because I think they want 100 million and they don't want to let him go. But the thing with Diomande is I don't think that's a player that we can be sure about because he's very young, but he's only had half a season. He's been he's been good, but it's only been for 6 months. He's only just come through at Leipzig. So for me, that would be a big gamble. For me, we need to be looking at proven, ready-made players to come in. I know we wanted Semenyo. Obviously, he's going to City. We know that. But there's players out there that we can get, like somebody like Lookman, I would take 100%. I think Lookman is a massive improvement on what we have. Somebody like Lookman. Now, I know we've been linked to Savinho again and Marmoush. I don't think either are going to happen, but I'll take both of them. And with good scouting, there's players out there that we should be going and getting, and I think we have to do it quickly, in my opinion. So, obviously, this is kind of the first, story in our January transfer window. But let's see. Look, we'll see how it plays out. But it is looking like Brennan Johnson will be moving to Crystal Palace. And look, I'll say this. Look, a massive appreciation for that goal in Bilbao, albeit it should have been an own goal. But Brennan Johnson, because it was officially his goal, we will always remember him for that. For that moment that he gave us in Bilbao, we'll always remember. I'll never forget it. I'll always be thankful for that. That gave me the best day of my life supporting Spurs. So. Massive fair play to Johnson for getting the goal, even though I think it was an own goal, but fair play. So we can always remember him for that. But I think 35 million is a good deal for us, and clearly the club are willing to sell him. They've accepted it, so we'll see which club he joins. But yeah, I do think that it is a matter of time before he leaves. So yeah, what's your thoughts on this, Ten? I know you're gutted to see him leave us.
No, but yes. Oh, no. But yeah, I think it's a good time to sell Brenda to a different team. Hopefully he haunts Spurs to whichever team he goes to. Whatever. But yeah, I think overall this is probably the move that should be helping Spurs get someone in. Hopefully we're in the next week, you could say. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a good deal for Spurs. As for the club that's getting him, good luck, I guess.
Well, actually, I think he'd suit Palace more than he suits others, because I think Palace, obviously, with Glasner, they aren't really a possession-based team. And, they like to play a lot on the transition. I think that suits Johnson, to be honest. I think that if you're going to get anything out of him, I think that style of play is probably best for him, to be honest. Brenda, yeah, what is this Brenda thing?
Who was it? Eugene. Eugene calls him Brenda.
Oh yeah, big up to Eugene from
Spurs Asian TV.
Yeah,
he calls him Brenda, so now I'll call him Brenda. But yeah, no, no. I think I'll say if we somehow get him, it's more it's another athlete than a technical.
Yeah, he's not what Newcastle need. He not at all.
Yeah, and then
a big up to David Clark every single time.
not much.
Look, I can tell you this for sure. And I agree, it probably was an own goal. But if Levy was still here, he'd be wanting 50 million back. I guarantee it. That's all I know. If Levy was still here, we wouldn't take any loss on him. I guarantee you.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the only sort of significant Newcastle news is Joelinton going to the Saudi Pro League.
Joelinton leaving. Damn.
Which I'll be honest,
is that just a rumor or is that like,
somewhat a rumor if you kind of look it up or something? But I feel like Joelinton to any team in the Saudi Pro League obviously would help with the budget, I would say, because I feel like now we need players to come in and do better for us. So I would probably say, is this the right time to sell? If we do, we have to bring in someone in midfield, and not just another Joelinton type of player. Need someone like a number 10, like me.
Do you know who I think? Do you know who I think you might get if he leaves? I think you might get Ruben Neves because he's obviously at Al Hilal, which obviously is the same ownership. So. Yeah. Ruben Neves is the type of midfielder that we need. We're desperate for a player in midfield that can control the game. And I think you guys are as well. And I think if Ruben Neves, obviously, apparently he wants to move back to the Prem. I think because you obviously have the same ownership as the club that he plays for. I think that's something that could happen, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, I would take Ruben Neves, obviously. Ahmed Zia talks knows a little bit more.
Yeah, big up to Zia every single time.
Days, and how he did at Wolves obviously was really good. I think he never lost against Spurs during his.
No, he did, because we used to beat them once a season, and then the worse they got, the less we beat them.
But yeah, I would consider Joelinton Neves swap, and then imagine a midfield of Neves, Tonali, and Bruno. And that would be good, I would say. So I would say that obviously would need someone like at right back now or another fullback.
Yeah, I think we need a left back as well because we've got 3 fullbacks. We've got Spence, Porro, and a doggy's injured right now. So we need a left back. I've said this for a while. I think he would, Jimmy. I think he would alongside Bruno and Tonali. I think he would. So,
he probably meant So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if there's any other transfer news.
No, not that I know of. I mean, I'm sure that in the days ahead, they'll probably by the time we do the show again, I think Johnson probably would have been sold, and hopefully we will be close to getting someone in.
Oh, I thought you would say we'll be close to celebrating that.
No. Well, look, it is what it is. But like I said, both our clubs just need to move early. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I guess we'll wrap up the show, the last one of 2025, before the next time we're on here will be 2026. Obviously the only good thing was the 16th of March of this year.
For me, the 21st of May for me.
Yeah. So I guess you could say, would we still call this the year of the bird because 2026 is not? But
2025 was the year of the bird. Spurs, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, all winning trophies.
Not Arsenal and all that.
Nope.
But
that's a shame. It's a shame because Palermo are obviously the Eagles, and we didn't get promoted last year, so it wasn't the year of the bird for us.
Yeah, but I feel like we'll see how things go over the next few days and tonight for Newcastle.
I just realized as well your lineup should be out. I mean, we can take a look at that just before we go. Yeah. Newcastle's lineup against Burnley.
I mean,
check the Twitter.
Oh, okay.
What's your lineup? It's just come out for your game against Burnley.
Great timing then. Let me
Yeah.
find it.
Just before we go, we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, because Spurs don't play until
Not till Thursday, no.
Thursday, and then so it'd be that. Let's see. I'm just expecting it just to be the same. Okay, Baltimore on the bench. Okay, so it's literally okay. So let me share. So share screen. 17. Okay, that share. Okay, and then does it show?
Oh yeah.
Where is it? Oh. Okay, so our lineup for the game against Burnley.
Oh,
is
Pope's
in goal.
back. I didn't realize he was coming back.
Oh
Yeah, Pope's back. I didn't even realize he was back. So no more.
Even
you
though
must
Pope's
be happy.
also
No
been
more
back.
Ramsdale.
Oh, maybe we actually keep a clean sheet.
Yeah.
So Pope is in goal. Lewis Hall is there. Fabian Schär, Chow, I guess Miley at right back. Midfield, Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton. And then up front, Bonds, Gordon, and Wissa. So Baltimore on the bench. Can't really see from there.
Yeah.
So Ramsdale, Murphy. Well, there's two Murphy. Jacob Murphy and Alex Murphy. Baltimore, Willock, the Pillock. Ramsey, Shahar, Neve, and Alabi. Most of the four of them are like, what do you call this?
Academy kids.
Yeah. But obviously, the only big one is no Livramento, obviously.
Yeah.
Who's still injured.
So wait, you guys have got you got Miley at right back again.
Yeah. I mean, he's done well, but we'll see. It's more of a makeshift sort of thing, I guess. But he's been all right at right back. So, I guess hopefully we win. We'll see. This is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Wester's first Premier League start.
It must be, yeah, it must be.
So hopefully we'll see if that somehow makes a difference. But yeah, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like I think it's obviously some changes up top. I mean, we'll see if they can turn up. We'll see if you guys can turn up away from home. That's what it will come down to. Yeah, big up to Jimmy and the chat as well. That's what it will come down to. You guys look with that team. That should be
Noah Langa as well. Even though
Noah Langa. I don't know if he's like injured.
Well, he's injured.
But just look at that team again. That's good enough to beat Burnley. It's just whether you guys go and do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, hopefully. I know I said 0-0 could be 1-1, 2-2.
I think you nick it 1-0. I think you'll just about do it.
We'll see. But yeah, I guess I'll still go with a draw. That's my prediction, I guess. So yeah, I guess now can wrap up this show because I literally forgot the lineups would have been out by now. But yeah, any final thoughts?
Yeah, obviously, another good show. Of course, the Year of the Bird, the Spurs and Newcastle podcast. Big up to everybody. What in the chat as well. We had a really good chat today. So big up to everybody that joined and tuned in today. It is, of course, the show is being streamed on both channels, so please do subscribe to both if you haven't already. Like the stream as well. And yeah, we will be back early next week. I think on Tuesday. I think you scheduled it for the
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, for the next show. So we'll be back early next week. And Happy New Year to everyone watching. We'll see you. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next ones. Yeah, big up to 10 for having me on here. And another good show.
Yeah, episode 20. So hopefully 2026 will be a good year for me at least. I don't know about, but we'll see. Yeah, so up here, and we'll see you guys next year.
See you next year in 2026.
Hopefully Newcastle